Mike Bond of USA Today Sports here in Rotterdam, standing next to the glory heavyweight champion of the world, Mr. Rico Verhoeven. Rico, we are in your country. The UFC is making its debut here this weekend for UFC Fight Night 87. Just general thoughts. I mean, there hasn't been any really big MMA shows like this in this country. What kind of impact is it going to have on just the combat sports landscape in general?
Yeah, I think this is amazing. You know, I think this is a huge step for combat sports and especially for MMA in Holland. Because yeah, for a while everybody was about like cage fighting, and also government, you know, they banned it a little bit. And now with the organization like UFC coming to to Rotterdam, and they have the permits and everything to do an event like this. Ooh, this is huge.
Yeah, and do you think it changes going forward? Like we see sometimes UFC will do an event in the country and MMA just gets even bigger. I know MMA is very established here. We have a lot of big name fighters that are fighting this weekend. But do you see it going to another level after this?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. That definitely would be great. You know, I think things like this need to happen to keep the sport evolving and getting it to the next level. So yeah, I definitely think this is a good step.
Yeah, and what about kickboxing? How did you just define the state of kickboxing in this country right now? Is it, you know, very healthy, or is there work to be done? What do you think?
Yeah, kickboxing in Holland, it's been big for years, but yeah, like I said, just the name. The name martial arts, kickboxing, MMA, just brought a bad image with them, yeah, like years ago. But for the last few years, we've been working hard and yeah, just getting the right attention at the right places. So yeah, I think we're definitely making big steps, and you know, just getting kids to do kickboxing as well and do more than just play soccer here. You know, so I think that's huge.
Yeah, and you're making big steps as well with your career. Obviously, you know, heavyweight champion of the world, as I mentioned off the top, but you're trying your toes in MMA a little bit. You had the one fight, went your way. What's next for you right now? I know you're, you know, coming off some recent fights, but looking forward, what are you looking to do, you know, this year, the rest of the year?
Looking forward, it's so many things going on right now. You know, Bellator put an offer out to get me into MMA, so yeah, we're talking about that. I saw Ray Sefo put out in an article he would love to have me in World Series of Fighting. Yeah, you know, in kickboxing, the Bellator fight just came up. You know, people talking about that. That's the fight that the people want to see in kickboxing. So yeah, so many things. Still also doing acting, doing big auditions for Hollywood. So yeah, many things going on. So yeah, let's see what comes first. You know, my Glory contract was finished. So now they put out a good, decent offer as well. So yeah, so many things. You know, just enjoying life.
So right now you are a free agent. You don't have ties to anything in specific.
No. So yeah, of course the contract says that. Now we're negotiating with Glory, goes on for like 3 months, and then yeah, then we're totally free. But yeah, like I said, Glory did a decent offer, but yeah, I still think there's a lot of things to discuss.
Okay, and why make the venture into MMA? Obviously, you know, we said you're the heavyweight champion of the world. You've been very dominant. Is it just you feel like you have kind of hit a peak in that sport and you want to test yourself differently? Why try MMA now?
Yeah, you know, I think I can do so much more than just kickboxing, and I've been kickboxing since I was 6 years old, so it comes so natural. And of course, you know, I have to I still feel like I'm evolving and getting better and getting a better fighter, not only in the gym but also in the ring. But in the end, you still gotta try to keep yourself interested, and it's not that I'm not interested in kickboxing anymore, but the MMA part just gets me excited. It's new. It gets me, yeah, like I said, it gets me excited. It gives me a new route to walk on and to bring me to different places as well. So yeah, I think that's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, and of course, you know, being a striker, grappling is something that we always see certain fighters be a challenge for them if they're making that transition. Right now, what would you say if you could rate your grappling skills on a scale of 1 to 10? Where are they at right now in terms of, you know, where you'd be comfortable fighting on the ground?
Yeah, right now I think, let's keep it in the middle. I think it's a 5. You know, I think I can defend myself okay, but it should be, yeah, definitely get to an 8. We should get it up to 8, but it doesn't have to be like a 10, because if I can have a good takedown defense and keep everybody standing, yeah, they're gonna have a big problem.
Yeah, and of course we're here at a UFC event. You mentioned WSOF, you mentioned Bellator. Is the UFC something you're interested in doing? Do you want to fight here at some point, or do you feel like a WSOF or a Bellator would be better suited for what you're trying to do?
It depends. Like you said, you know, it all depends on the offer. Right. And I think I have a lot to bring to the UFC, but yeah, let's see what everybody else thinks and what the offer is gonna look like if they put out an offer. That's one thing. Yeah, we have to consider, of course. But for me, you know, now if the offer comes from World Series of Fighting or Bellator, yeah, maybe I'll stay hybrid for a few more years, and let's see what the UFC then thinks. You know, we'll see. I'm not sure. There's so many things going on right now, so I can still choose. It's a perfect position for me, so I'm enjoying.
Do you feel like at some point though you would have to make a decision one way or the other? Because we see a guy like Joe Schilling, who, you know, fought in Bellator, obviously a glory fighter as well, and he said that, you know, he's more than happy to put all the stuff on the plate, but I think at some point he felt it was catching up to him a little bit. Do you worry about that at all, or are you the type that you like putting, you know, as much as you can ahead of you?
Well, for me, the thing that's coming first, that's what I'm gonna focus on. So if there's a kickboxing fight coming, I'm focused on kickboxing. If there's an MMA fight coming, focus on that. You know, I think it's important to keep your focus on the right things, and especially when MMA fight comes, you need to focus on that. It's difficult to do two things at the same time. So I think for me that's the solution. But yeah, like I said, if the offer comes, then you got to choose with either Bellator, kickboxing, or UFC or whatever. So.
And you mentioned some other stuff going on outside of fighting, like acting, or anything you could share, or anything you really want to talk about, or particularly proud of, or excited about that's coming up.
Yeah, just doing auditions for huge movies, you know. So yeah, for example, did an audition for the new XXX movie. So I didn't get casted, but you know, it's just being busy with it is perfect for me, and just making sure developing my acting skills and. Yeah, doing different stuff. So yeah, it's perfect for me.
Awesome. And final thing, we are here, like I said, for the UFC event. Yeah. The main event, Alistair Overeem, obviously from this country, fighting Andrei Arlovski. What do you think of that fight, and how do you think it goes down?
I think Alistair will win that fight. You know, I think Arlovski is a great fighter, but still, you know, Alistair, he's a Dutch stand-up kickboxer, and he's also been champion. So I think he's gonna dominate this fight, and he's gonna. Yeah, conquer it with a good win.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like a lot of exciting stuff coming for you. I'm very looking forward to see, you know, where this goes over the next little bit. And thank you so much for talking about it, and thank you so much for the time.
All right. Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you.